presenter is Mike Harlow, and he is the president of the Nova Scotia Christmas Tree Council. He's going to give you an update on things.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mike Harlow, and I am the president of Nova Scotia Christmas Tree Council, Nova Scotia. A 2-year term, voluntary. We support a staff out of the Tatamagouche office of a general manager and some other specialties. So my message today is to talk a little bit about what council does, who we are. Before I get started, a show of hands of how many tree producers are in the room. Okay, all right, good. So those that don't produce a tree, maybe you'll learn something here today. Okay, so that's who we are. It just gives you an idea of, again, those are myself, of course, and first vice president. And we have a past president and a treasurer, again, all volunteers, that we sit on the board to do for the betterment of this industry. But with that comes a lot of work to establish committee work that moves the ball forward, if you will, in the industry that requires a significant amount of attention, which is constantly changing. A bit of the staff that we have on hand and what they do, as you can see the names there, but there's a variety of areas that we focus on. The idea of council is to be the administration body for the Christmas tree industry in Nova Scotia, recognized by the province of Nova Scotia as the sole representative of the tree growers in Nova Scotia. In the province, we have 3 districts that has their own regional Christmas tree associations: the West, the North, and the Northeast. So we have the Northeast Christmas Tree Association located outside of Antigonish, the North up in Cobequid, and then the West being the Lunenburg County Christmas Tree Producers Association. All those associations help report up into the Nova Scotia Christmas Tree Council. Now within that overall group, you can see some of the development work that we try to do through council, through funding, to be able to work on research projects that are going on in the industry. And that's just a shot of the group that we have. Young, intelligent, studious individuals that do a wonderful job for us. Within that group, we have a Christmas tree specialist. The Christmas tree specialist is an extension of the industry. Reach out to the growers in Nova Scotia. That's Leanna Hogue, who is our tree specialist. She works for the Perennia group. Perennia, if you've heard that name earlier today, is the business extension of Department of Agriculture. They're the group that manages the workers within the agricultural group. So again, Christmas trees fall under the Department of Agriculture, which has been a very welcome change in the last number of years. So we have a specialist that goes around working with tree growers on their issues and also involved in the research within the tree program. Now as we get into the, this is a pretty recent announcement for us. Within the research group, several things are going on. This Christmas tree industry, or the tree industry is as a whole, is a small industry. We're fortunate here in Nova Scotia to have some wonderful people working research. We work close with the North Carolina group, and we also work close with the BC group. That's the real hub when it comes to the genetics and the work involved in research to grow a better Christmas tree that's going to retain its needles and hold up through the harvest season. So in recent weeks, we were fortunate enough to bring on a tree specialist as a consultant, a part-time consultant, Greg Adams, who has worked with the J.D. Irving Group for 40-some years. And Greg was instrumental in the clone work that they did within the Irving camp on the spruce tree, both white and red spruce. So Greg has retired, and we were able to recruit him as a part-time consultant to help us with our tree improvement program here in the province. So it's a big step. It's a big step for this industry. Now, when we work within the programming of objectives and trying to get to the real meat of what research is all about, that is just a quick snapshot of the timelines and the objections that are set in play for, in this case, 2025. Things like the soil work that goes on. We've had a wonderful work that has been going on with tree producers trying to understand the acidity and requirements to grow a good Christmas tree, and being able to correct some of that with the use of different fertilizer ratios and combinations of different components that make up the fertilizer. So, and it has been successful. We've started to see improvements for certain types of growth areas, and that's, again, part of the research work that was done. We talk about post-harvest, and what post-harvest means, being able to ship trees to Asia, the Philippines, being able to retain that tree until it arrives there, the Caribbean market. How do you package those trees when you're cutting trees in 25 degrees centigrade temperatures and trying to make that tree last when it's being cut in the middle of October? So those are all key things that the market has really dictated needs help with. And this industry continues to change rapidly, where people want their tree earlier and earlier. And it's not unusual to see trees cut now in the middle of October. So those are the challenges that we have. And within our team, again, we have a climate adaptation group leading the way in a variety of things. And we talk about the weather stations, the drone work, all important things using LiDAR to be able to go look at an individual's Christmas tree lot, map it out, show where the growth areas are and where help is required. Starting to work with that drone technology for fertilizing, for spraying, although it's not quite complete yet as far as being regulated, but drones now have the capacity of being able to go out and do large acreage spraying in a very, very short time. So those are all things that we are working on as we develop and research this industry. One of the most important things, again, that Council does is a quarterly journal update that goes out to the industry. Members that are working through the 3 associations within the province, we do a one-time journal mail out to individuals that are not involved in this industry through any association. They want to go it alone, they don't want to talk to anybody, they want to do it themselves. We encourage them to get involved, so we send them a journal with all the latest updates, technical information, what's going on in the industry, to really help them understand what is going on. So those are all the great things that the journal work does for us, and we are happy to have that happen. Part of the other thing we do at Council is the government relations. There you can see Province House. I see Minister Barkos is gone, but she was in that picture with us. Every year, the Christmas Tree Council works with the 3 regional associations to get trees selected for Province House. There are 3 trees that go into Province House as donations, and that's, for those of you here in New Ross, that's a Colin Hughes tree in the background there. Colin was selected this year. So we are able to really get involved with the Minister Morrow of Agriculture, and of course Premier Houston as well. Very appreciative. It's a big ceremony, and it kind of makes you feel proud that you've got a Lunenburg County tree standing in the Red Room, as they call it. So it was a nice event. Todd talked a little bit about tariffs, so let's talk about tariffs. Presently, as we speak, at this particular time, at 2:06 and 30 seconds, there are no tariffs. Okay? That may change. Anyways, we fall under the USMAC free trade agreement. Hopefully that stands. But I can tell you, part of council and their responsibility to research and feed this back to the industry is that we are working close with the Real Tree Board within the U.S., the National Tree Association in the U.S., to understand where their heads are and how they feel about this. They are as shocked as we are. They need our trees. We need their trees. So just a point of interest, East Coast ships trees into the U.S. West Coast, Canada, receives trees from the U.S. It's an even wash. Did you know that? You probably think we ship trees both sides. We don't. There's not a lot of Christmas trees coming out of BC. So, yeah, so that's pretty cool. It's pretty well a flat wash. East Coast trees go south, and West Coast come north. What we do agree in all the consultation back and forth is that we need each other's trees. What we don't need is the artificial tree. And that's where the Chinese tariff will come in, we hope. So there's a bit of strategy going on there, so now you know where the tariff story goes. But again, we continue to work hard with the industry, understanding what their needs are, making sure the communication is good. We weekly meetings on tariffs, and so we have we'd like to think we have our pulse on the business. Okay, I'm just wrapping up here soon. Levy. So in our industry, in order to function a council and hire individuals to do the jobs that I've just showed you, we have to pay them. There's no provincial funding to pay for those folks. So we, in 1994, created a levy. And that levy was really to create a small little tax, if you will, to help fund the people that work at the council office and do all these things. So over the years, this levy has continued to take a mind of its own. What we realized in 2024 is that we need to take another look at the levy and understand how we can fix it, improve the business to business with the growers. So that is currently in play. We are working with that. We've had third-party consultation, and we're meeting with the Department of Agriculture and DNR on Monday again this coming week. We're starting to really pull this together to make it a good thing that people feel good about paying, knowing that they're getting something in return. But it's all part of running the business. I hear a question?
That's it. I said, put a tariff on it.
Yeah, that's a beautiful word, isn't it? Yeah, we've all seen the program. All right, so again, that's who we are. This is, like I said, a group that we work with. Our general manager, Brittany, who looks after trying to secure some funding, much like a lot of these forestry associations. The Forest Innovation Trust Fund has come into play. We too use that for research to help with some of the funding. So it's a busy place and a lot of good things happening. Mike Kenny, former president of the Christmas Tree Council Association. He very active years ago, so nice to have Mike. I'm not following the shoes. I'm probably 3 or 4 after you, but again, you did some great work years ago. And Christmas tree specialist, Ross, put your hand up. Yeah, so Ross is a retired Christmas tree specialist, instrumental in some of the early development work that's going on today. With that, I have 5 minutes. Any questions?